Ẹ ṣé gan ni. Ẹ kú ìtọ́jú wa, Amore. Hello, hello, hello. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Wherever you are in the world, good day to you. It's a beautiful day. Yes, it's
Sure
a
it is.
beautiful, beautiful winning Wednesday. How
Well,
are you? Are you doing great, people?
yeah.
Yes, we are back on the third day on our beautiful 30 days journey. Power Pack 30 days journey, right? And today we are dealing with this beautiful topic that you need, that I need, right? It is
Mhm.
basically financial wellness and abundance. Who does not desire that? So please, I implore you to come on because right here with me, okay, I have Modupe all the way from California. Yes, and she is the right person for this job, okay? Because she's the number person. Yeah, let me tell you, she's gonna introduce herself, right? She's a chartered accountant. Did you hear that very well? She's a tax certified tax professional, and she's a financial educator. So she's gonna tell you more. Who then is best for this topic, okay? Because we really want to know how we can excel in abundance, how we can, have not just physical wellness, not wellness health wise, not just that, but financial wellness. So Modupe, welcome on board and thank you for honoring this invitation, even though it's very,
Bless,
very early on your side.
blessed to have you here, sis. Good
Thank you.
morning, everyone. Good morning, everyone. And of course, wherever you might have been joining us this morning, guess what? It's a blessed day. That's all that matters. It's a beautiful day. That's all that matters. It's a marvelous day. That's all that matters. And of course, we're celebrating someone very special here. I don't know if you guys don't know. I'm just going to tell you a secret right now. Today is Mutaraya's birthday. The Lord just added another year to our life. So
Thank
she is
you.
not only here live this morning, she's spending a new year with you guys. She's spending a new year with you guys. So a big shout out to you, sis
Thank
Muturaya
you.
Emily,
Thank
all the way
you.
from
Thank
Texas.
you.
Happy birthday. The Lord bless you. May the
Thank
Lord
you.
keep you.
Amen.
May He
Amen.
continue to make His face to shine upon you and may He be
Amen.
gracious
Amen.
unto you.
Amen.
Continue to grow and age in grace, in good
Amen.
health, and even in sound mind. Go
Amen.
and prosper. This is your
Amen.
best year yet.
Amen.
Best
Amen.
year yet, sis. And
Amen.
all that you
Amen.
desire, your desires, your aspirations, they will come to manifestation, even in a
Amen.
bigger fashion.
Amen.
In Jesus' mighty name, we have decreed it. Amen.
Amen. Amen. Thank you so much, sis.
You're welcome. You're
Yes,
welcome.
ma'am. So, do you want to go ahead to introduce yourself?
Awesome. Yeah. Just she said it all. Yeah. For those of you who probably don't know me, right? I guess I'm a frequent flyer, like I love to say. I guess I'm a frequent flyer right now on some of the social media platforms.
Yes, you
But
are.
of course, by way by way of introduction, my name is Modupe, and I here reside in California with my family, Nigerian American, like I love to say. I'm a fellow chartered accountant, a certified tax professional, tax strategist, and guess what? I am here educating individuals, being a licensed financial professional and a serial entrepreneur, that there is more to life than what we are probably perceiving of it. There is more to life than our normal traditional path or what it is we've been made to be accustomed to. So that is my drive. And my drive centers on the fact that every single individual deserves way more better because we are daughters and sons of the most high God, and so we are expected, right, to radiate even in that same sphere. That is what I stand for. I stand for positivity, and of course, you know what, with God I know all things are possible. So if you're here
Possible.
listening to us this morning, guess what, all things are definitely possible. All
Amen.
things are
Thank you
definitely
so much
possible.
for that. I love that.
Amen. Thank you,
So,
sis.
the first question I want us to deal with today is what does financial wellness mean to you, and how do you, I mean, can one envision achieving it in one's life?
Of course. Thank you. And I'm going to probably throw in an analogy to be able to help us envision this much better, and also to be able to appreciate this particular subject and concept way more, in a more broader form. A whole lot of us are probably, aware of the fact that when you say, oh, maybe someone is sick, you're like, oh, that person has been healed. I need for us to understand that there is a difference between being healed and being made whole. Okay. So when you're being healed, it's like, okay, now it's been taken care of. And how do I know that? I'm a daughter of a king of kings, right? And I know when he had to, he performed the miracle, right? Healing those lepers, right? Only two of them came back. And there was something he said. They came back because they were filled with gratitude to say thank you, right? And he said, go sin no more, right? You've been made whole. You've been made whole. So when I hear wellness in the perspective of financial, it refers to your state of overall well-being in your financial life. Okay? When you say, oh, this person is financially well, it doesn't mean that individual has, a large sum of money in their account. But it means that that individual has control, balance in their financial affairs. They might be working towards, gathering that, right, particular large sum of money or what have you, but it's way more than just that. Because if we focus on that and we're not looking at it from a broader perspective, it involves you just not managing your finances. It involves, effectively budgeting, you're saving, you're investing wisely, and you're being prepared for financial emergencies. When you think, oh, I have it all, I'm able to take care of myself, I am not hungry, I am not unsheltered, I am not naked, and you think that is financial wellness, you've just missed the boat, because it goes way beyond that. Okay? And so financial wellness will encompass you reducing your financial stress and having a healthy relationship with money, meaning you're able to embrace things from a bigger perspective. That is what I call financial wellness. And how do you envision achieving this in your life? Don't forget what I said when I started. Who do you think you are? Who you think you are sticks much more with you than who you think others think of you. If you don't perceive yourself as that right particular individual, you think you're going to get it from outside, you just missed the boat. Who are you calling yourself? Are you calling yourself you're the child of the Most High God who owns 1,000 cattle over 1,000 fields? Are you telling yourself that you can, you will, and that because you have God, you can do all things because it's strengthening you? When you begin to envision yourself as such, it makes the whole journey or the whole transitioning very smooth. How do you achieve envisioning that? It depends again on who are you associating yourself with. Who do you have in your circle of influence? Do you have folks that are just talking about broke all day, all year? Like I said, I think you need to change your circle. What does financial wellness mean to me? It's an overall affair. It's bigger than myself. I'm seeing gratitude in it. I'm able to say the Lord has done this. I'm able to reach out to someone out there to also be a blessing to them. So it's all encompassing. And every single individual has a right to get to that particular pedestal. It's not just for certain set of people, folks. It's for every single one of us. It is in our DNA. Can you activate it? I'm sure
Mhm.
that's the reason why we're having this conversation this morning.
Right.
Over to you, Muturaya.
Thank you so much for that. Oh my God. Oh my God. What I'm hearing from you, Modupe, is that financial wellness goes beyond just having those cash in your bank account,
It does.
right? It's it has more to do with using it judiciously, having good and cordial relationship with your money. So if you are watching us today, I think we all need this. We all need this. What type of relationship do you have with money? What kind of education do you have that will help you to, invest your money, that will help you to secure the future appropriately? So thank you so much, Mutupe, for that. So the next question I have here for you is, how can one strike a balance between living in the present and planning for a financially secured future? A lot of us, we know that we are doing good now. And let me put it this way, that one way or the other, we must have come across individuals that had, they were okay, very, very financially okay. I use the word were in the past, right? But today, they are, struggling to survive. So, how can one, especially those of us that are listening to this or will catch up on this in future, afterwards, how can we strike that balance between, living for now and planning for that, future financially?
Mutarara, this is a very, very vital conversation. And it so much breaks my heart. I mean, that is not a sport any individual wants to be. Okay. And I know they probably say that in my dialect, and permit me to say that they say Uluwano, you know. And then so so what happened to that individual having gathered and worked very hard for their money, or even if it was a generational wealth that was passed on to them? Now, striking the balance between the present and the future, I'm just going to summarize it in 5 words. Proper preparation prevents poor performance. I'm going to say that again. Proper preparation prevents poor performance. How are you preparing, right, for your future? Any single individual who just try to live life anyhow or any which way, right? And say some people even say, "Oh, my parents never taught me this. My parent never." Your parents were not meant to teach you everything, people. You are here right now. What are you doing to yourself? Striking a balance between the present and the future, again, stems from how much of financial literacy do you have in your pocket? Do you have right around your waist? But do you know where I've seen that things have failed at Mutsuria, or any single individual listening to me right now? Financial literacy is not part of the curriculum that is taught in the 4 walls of the classroom. Financial literacy is not part of the curriculum that is being taught in the 4 walls of the classroom.
Mm,
And so, even for those curriculum that were taught in the 4 walls of the classroom, how much more of those are you seeing people actually implementing
mm,
or executing, so to speak? And so, if something is not even now taught at all, you can imagine how much individuals would have gone, gone off the pack with that. So, what am I saying in essence? How do you strike that relationship between your present and your future? Can you start planning right now? I'm not even going to talk about the past. The past is gone. You're probably catching on this right now. You're like, oh, you know what? I don't even have any plan in place. Guess what? That's the reason we're meeting right now. So you can start now. It's never too early to start planning. Can you have something in place? Can you understand that money could also just be like wind? I mean, flames that just flies away.
mhm.
And so if you're not putting things in perspective and planning properly, the analogy you started with, Mutsuraya, it's
Yeah.
just going to result in that, oh, this individual had it in the past, but they are no longer, anywhere to be found now. From the country you and I came from, there are names we could literally mention right now, but we're going to save that for another time. Individuals we probably grew up to know, these are wealthy individuals, even here in the US. But how have they managed the fund? Do they have them also in the right bucket? Balancing and finding a striking balance between the past and the future is a function of the preparation I'm having today? What vehicles do I have my investment in? All of those things will determine how much, right, my future is going to look like. How bright is it going to look like? And don't forget that the issue of money is like a game. And because it is like a game, there are phases to it. There is a phase called you're accumulating this wealth. Beautiful, dandy. Okay. Then when you accumulate this wealth, what do you want to do with it? Flush it down the drain?
Mm-mm.
There is another phase called now you're protecting this so much accumulated wealth that you've had over time. How are you protecting it though? How are you protecting it though? Right? I usually, when I have this conversation with people, I say, you know what? Seek help of a professional who is able to sit down and help you with that. By the way, if you guys don't know, we're professionals in this field. We are able to also help, dissect and help individuals in that particular limelight. One is accumulation, the other is protection. Now, there will come to a time you need this money. I call it the distribution phase. How are you distributing your money? What vehicles do you have your money to begin with, right? And where do you envision yourself taking that money out of? All of this would determine how bright or how dull that future is going to look like. But I'm sure every single person listening to us right now does want their future to be bright. That's the reason why we're having this conversation. Proper preparation prevents poor performance.
Performance. Wow. Thank you so much. You heard that. Right. I told you, if you are here, this is the right decision for you. Thank you so much, Modupe, for that. Hey,
You're
I
welcome.
have one assignment for everyone watching this. The assignment is this: what you have now, where do you have it? I know, right? Let me guess. You have it in the bank.
Kudos.
Hold on, don't worry. At the end of the month, your bank will give you some dividend, okay? And I will also guess that right. 0.0000. Now the question here is here is, where do you think the bank is leaving your money? In their bank, in their building? Guess what? The bank is using a vehicle. Do you know what that vehicle is? Reach out, okay? Reach out and we'll be able to guide you appropriately. Thank you so much, Modupe, for that. Okay, we all know that, a lot of people are facing a lot of financial stress,
Mhm.
okay? So we want to look at some of these common sources of financial stress. And I mean, we will implore you to share some strategies with us that can help to reduce or eliminate this, stressors completely.
Wow. Thank you so much, Maturaya. It's very, very important in life that even before starting off, we cultivate a good habit. Okay. And someone said, do something consistently the same way for the next 21 days. Guess what? You're just going to find yourself, having cultivated an habit, right? So it becomes habitual for you, right? And so most of the financial stressors that we see in this age and time is stemming off from habits that people have developed over time, stemming from the type of disciplines individuals have found themselves doing over time. And some of the sources of search is because individuals are either taking much more than they are biting way much more than they can chew. You can imagine, what can I use as an example right now? I just take a whole, maybe, I don't know, strand of rib, and instead of me to cut in bites and pieces and then start taking it, I just shove it all through my mouth. Oh my gosh. What's going to happen? I'm getting
You
through what's
choke.
going to, probably going to, exactly, I'm going to choke. And so we see a whole lot of us, we're biting way more than we can actually chew. And so that becomes, again, it becomes a whole lot of load on our chest. To some individuals, it even runs through and then it becomes a medical issue. So, how about you just cut your clothes according to your material? Did you hear me?
Not
And
just your size.
just if it's just for you to put in a scarf, just go with your scarf. You don't need that. You don't need that abaya. You don't need it. Can you just is your clothes is what a scarf? Good and dandy. You will get to the level you'll be able to get yourself a whole full abaya. How about that? And so when we are not practicing that and being intentional and true to ourselves, we find ourselves in all of this unnecessary financial stress. Okay, and other things is now like, okay, where who are we associating ourselves with? When it's just all about every single person you talk to is just about this party and that party and this party, and then you involve yourself in unnecessary, oh, you know what, I'm gonna have to please this person. When you're trying to please others even beyond your means, you're getting yourself in unnecessary trouble, people. Can you sit back and see where do you come from? What is your focus? What is your priority? Don't get me wrong, if your priority is to attend all the parties and get all of the ashrebis and go, if that is your priority, guess what? I don't see the future really, really, really looking so bright like the way you want it. Because you end up finding that you're even spending way more than what you're saving to be able to meet up with all of these expenses. You and I came from Africa, right?
Mhm,
West Africa to be precise.
mhm.
And of course, to be more precise, Nigeria. And I know my people. You guys don't play last, right? And so you
No.
guys are super flashy, classy, and this and all that and all that. And then I asked myself, how do you, of a true, right, maintain this lifestyle? If that thing is not an asset, you have no business hanging around it. What is an asset? Something that is generating cash flow for you. Something that is generating cash flow for you. So if it's not generating cash flow for you, guess what, girlfriend? Guess what, boyfriend? You have no business hanging around that. All of these things, you probably think, oh, you know, I'm just doing it temporarily. One time it becomes two times, it becomes an habit. You just find it as a way of life. Some of us have in our closet right now, oh my God, attires that we've not even worn in 2 years.
Yes, ma'am.
Seriously?
Mhm.
I don't know how I sound, but I'm like, seriously, you don't need this. Cut your clothes according to your material, says Modupe, not your size.
I love that.
And so these are the things that generate unnecessary pressure. And so now we are eating, some of us are probably putting on 10 acres of land. Some of us are putting on 10 acres of land. And I mean, I mean, no one is going to actually break through by being just, you know, unnecessary spender and something that is not adding value. What strategies can we help to reduce the stressors? What's your habits? Who do you associate with? Who is in your circle of influence? I'm not saying start working and then acting like your inferiority complex. No, you don't have to. Right? I mean, just again, know within yourself and live within your means. There is always a level as we go.
Mhm,
Why don't you invest now so you can reap in abundance in the future?
mhm,
Right now is your sowing period. Right now is your teaching period. Right now is when you're getting all those things together so that it will manifest for the future. These are some of the financial stress, and I know we don't have all the time. I just touched on those. I mean, hopefully that helps somebody. Hopefully that's able to trigger certain things in us so we can begin to do the right thing, people.
right,
You deserve way more. Don't forget that. You are too beautiful. You are super handsome, and you deserve nothing but the best.
right.
Cultivate the right habit today.
Thank you so much. Wow, 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 wow. Thank you. Thank you. Who do you associate with? Who are you hanging around? Right? You are. just exactly like the five people that you hang around most. So
Mm,
ask yourself, take a break and list those five people around that you hang out with mostly, that you cannot do without talking to on a daily basis. You are exactly like them. So
mm-hmm.
ask yourself, who are those people? Do you really want to be like them? Or do you want something better for yourself? If you need something better, now is the time to step out of that comfort zone. Thank you
Yeah.
so much, Mojupe, for sharing from your wealth of knowledge. All right. You've touched on, something. There are some of those questions that will not be able to touch on. And
Mm-hmm.
you've shared experience on, tips to save money and managing management and all of that. But I know that is a whole lot of topic. Okay, we
Mm-hmm.
might have to bring you back to just discuss that in detail. So another thing I want us to look at is, when it comes to um abundance and prosperity, it has a lot to do with our mindset, right? So I want to ask you, I mean, I know you've touched on it a little bit. So, in what ways can individual cultivate a mindset of abundance? Okay, because when you talk with some people, they will like, oh well, God will take care of tomorrow. Yes, God is in charge, but are we actually doing our part? We need to do our part, right? So, in
Mm-hmm.
what ways can individuals cultivate a mindset of abundance and prosperity in their financial lives?
Thank you so much, Maturaya. You know, most of the time, a whole lot of this mindset, this and all that, it has a whole lot to do with us than it has to do with God. I hope you know that. We also have a responsibility to take in there. And so if we're folding our hands and saying, oh, God, it's going to happen, God would do it, God would do it, and you're sitting there and God is saying, my daughter, my son, I have done my path. You need to get to work. I have done my part of the equation. It's now your turn to do your part. Get to work, friend. And that brings me to how I see or how I perceive financial abundance. Okay? It implies having way more than financial resources to meet your needs and desires. When we say we're working in abundance, it means now that you've left a level of selfishness. You've transitioned or metamorphosed into a level where now you are thinking of others and you are able to meet their needs. Did you get that? And
Right.
so there is no individual already in that realm that is not actually checking the box for what God has in stock for us. Now I'm not just thinking about myself and I'm going beyond individuals who don't even know I exist because I want to be a blessing. Did you see that? So again, it goes beyond just your basic financial security and okay, yeah, I'm comfortable and fulfilling a lifestyle. I have my friends. My friends are all carrying this bag. I better have that bag also in my closet. No, it goes beyond that. Achieving financial in abundance, right, often will involve you creating multiple income streams. You know, one of my favorite quote I like to say, no one gets rich working for another, Mutunrayo.
Oh, yes.
If anyone is still in that school of thought, they've missed the boat a long time.
Right.
Creating multiple income streams is the new era. If you only have one income stream right now in your bucket, guess what? You're living according to the archaic standard of living. And I mean, jokes apart, people, we need to change the narrative. We need to change the narrative. Okay, so it goes beyond just that, and it means now you're making wise investment choices. You're being open to opportunities. A whole lot of us are just closed, and guess what? If you're closed, I can't open you. Some of us are not open to opportunities. Some people have legitimate reasons for that, maybe because they were open in the future, in the past, but they were beaten. I get that. But guess what? You're never going to give up because that's what a winner does. They never quit. Winners never quit.
Right.
That's the word. And so, for you to attain that financial wellness as well as abundance all working together, it's important for you to begin to define, your clear goals. If your goal is just, Father Lord, help me so I can eat, I can pay my rent, be able to afford my mortgage, so that I can have clothes to wear, nah, you are undermining what God can do. How about you change that prayer point to, Lord, I want to be able to reach out to a lot of lives that don't even have it yet. A lot of lives who cannot even afford a school fee for their children, maybe somewhere in Africa. A lot of individuals who have lost their significant other. So I'm able to help them start something so they can become empowered. Oh, those are the prayer points that pushes you to your abundant level. How do you cultivate that mindset of abundance? You have to be real with yourself. Abundance does not drop on the lap of someone who is lazy, who is not ready to take responsibility, who is not ready to move out of their comfort zone. So if you're out there and you're like, it's abundance for me, it's abundance for me, change your mindset. Be true to your affirmations. Call those things that are not as if they were.
Right.
Someone will say, well, those things are not here now. Dupe, what are you saying? Why am I just, does that not sound funny? Does it not sound weird? Oh yeah, I'm gonna be weird for whatever it takes. Because I know that I'm going to faith it until I make it. FAITH is what I just said. I'm going to call those things that are not as if they are, because I see them coming to manifestation. That
Right.
is a level of abundance. In just a very simple word, Muturayo, abundance is now me having more than enough. I'm no longer in the scarcity mode. I have multiple income streams because I was open to opportunity. As long as that opportunity is legitimate, is ethical, and it's moral, bring it before me, which is what you and I are currently doing right now. You're going to attest to that. And those people
Mhm.
following us know that is it, right? Because we're like, we found something working. We found a system that is so legit. And we are passionate about bringing individuals, not just in our community, outside of our community, so they can also partake of this. It's called abundance, abundance, abundance. I remembered in one of our lives, was it during this year? Yeah, definitely during this year. I said for me, it's abundance and abundance and abundance. If you remember, I
Right.
think it was one of our topics. We had the four musketeers and then we talked
Mhm.
about it. And I said, hey, it's abundance, people. Let's go all out. Your confession is your possession, people.
Right.
Let's begin to change our mindset. It drives everything, it comes from within. As a matter of fact, God has done his part of the equation. It's now left for us, you and I, to take responsibility. Guess what he said? Oh, I'm done with you in the prayer room. People, can you step up from the prayer room? I'm no longer going to drop manna from heaven. No, it happened in the old days.
Right.
In the Old Testament, that was the last time I saw manna dropped from heaven. Now it requires that I also get my hands dirty, do that which is legitimate, that is not conflicting or compromising my faith with my God. I'm here to do it all day, twice on a weekend, people. Change your mindset. You can, you will, you
You
must
must. Yes.
attain that level of abundance, because that is his will for your life. Back to you, Mutaraya.
Thank you so much. Oh my God. Thank you, Modupe, for speaking from that inner part of your heart. We appreciate you. I have a couple more questions for you before we round this
Okay.
up.
I gave the answers.
One, yeah, one of them is, we know that for everything in life there are obstacles, right, that can
Absolutely.
hinder, progress and everything. So personally, have you encountered any problem or any obstacles or step back in your journey towards financial wellness, and how did you overcome them?
I love that. Sis, I'm going to start that question by saying, which is one of my favorite. I have a lot of favorite,
Mm-hmm.
go to either quotes or what have you, that if you keep doing the same thing over and over again and you expect a different result,
Mhm.
My darling sister, I'm going to be very, very blunt right now. It's a sheer form of insanity. Did you hear me? You're
Yes.
doing the same thing and you expect a different result, right? It's a sheer form of insanity. And so when you come to the question of have you encountered obstacles and step backs in your journey towards financial wellness? Absolutely. Absolutely. And that was what got me to my new phase of life. And my new phase of life is me embracing the entrepreneurial journey. Okay? All we all know, and I know somebody might probably relate with this particular story of mine or my journey, right? Towards breaking through. And I'm getting there. I'm not yet there. I'm still moving. Sis, I am moving.
Constantly moving.
I don't want to have a conversation with people next year and they're like, I heard that Modupe and Moturaya talk. Oh. Seriously? Because we would have moved, oh, my darling sister. It will be another level. Oh. We're talking
Right.
about a different level totally. And
Right.
what is this level for? It's not that we're in competition with nobody. We want to make sure we are fulfilling our master's mandate. He says, above all, I wish that you prosper and be in good health, perfect health. And when he said health, it's just not talking about my body health. Every single part of me health. Be in perfect health, even as my soul prospered. So what am I talking about in essence? A traditional form of education. And so, go to school, get great grades, climb up to the ladder, right? Of leadership, maybe anywhere in the corporate world. My sister, it doesn't pay no one. You do the same thing, it goes to bills, and you don't have enough. That is not the level of abundance.
It is
So
not.
those were obstacles and setbacks on my journey personally. I don't know anyone else's journey, but I'm just saying I'm sharing my journey. And I had to sit back and say, these things are not adding up. Now we're giving back to children. Are we going to regurgitate the same thing we did to these ones? So they repeat the same cycle.
Mm.
Nah, nah. I am the daughter of the King of Kings. And he said in his word, right? That this shall no longer be heard amongst you. The father has done it, the child takes it up, the grandchildren takes it up. No way. We have to change the narrative. And of course, it took a whole lot of, trying to seek the face of God. What should we do? A whole lot of us at that point in time, we take another degree, we take
Mm-hmm.
another doctorate degree,
Mm-hmm.
another doctorate degree, and we're
Mm-hmm.
adding a whole lot of weight on our chest. I'm talking about financial weight on our chest.
Right.
And so all those were setbacks and bottlenecks for me until I found the way that it's not working. Guess what? If it's not working, can you change it? You have the goal, your goal is not changing. Just change what it is you're doing. And I ventured into entrepreneurship.
Wow.
Don't get me wrong. It's also very important that you understand what it is you're doing when it comes to that. Make sure you find a system that is working, that is legitimate, that is moral, that is not going to compromise your faith. Those are very, very important to me, my sister. So I found something, it worked, it checked all the boxes, and I am on fire every single day, wanting to help somebody out there also come out of those setbacks, of those bottlenecks. I hope you're listening to us today, and our mission and our goal is that we don't want to leave you behind. We want to make sure that as we found the light, you're also seeing it as well. Let's go change the narrative, people. We might have missed it in the past. Guess what? We got it right now.
Right.
Let's go all out and win together.
Thank you so much. Oh my
Well,
goodness. I can listen to you from now till whenever. I know. Thank you. So
you're
if
welcome, sis.
you heard that, if you still have any clarification, any question, you can see those numbers right there. And at this point, I want to say thank you to all of you watching us. We appreciate you. Let's know what your thought is on, this topic. What do you think? Is it, do you think this topic is essential? Do you think you need, another episode of this? Let's know, okay? And to cap it all, Mojupe,
Mhm.
what will be your advice to, someone that is starting their financial, their path to financial wellness and abundance? What will be your advice?
That's a good one. Mutarayo. Thank you. I like to say this, people, never despise days of humble beginning. Oh my gosh. You guys don't want to know my story. Never despise days of humble beginning. You probably see us on social medias right now, and then you're like, oh my God, these people were born with us. No, we weren't. Yes, we learnt it. Yes, we were coachable. Never despise days of humble beginning. That's number one. Number two, can you cultivate something I call a 10-10-30-50 ratio? One of my, highly revered financial coach in the industry talked about that. Dr. Lynn Richardson. She's so huge, right, on business ownership, entrepreneurship, and all that. Guess what she said? The very first thing you get after tax, I'm talking about your net income or your net
Mm-hmm.
whatever. Net pay, number 110 goes to God. Did you hear me? No debate, no negotiation. 10 goes back to God. You give it to God in form of gratitude. I'm a big fan of that. If you can step it up beyond there, please
Go
be
for
my
it.
guest. 10 to God. The next 10, guess what that happens? That goes to your saving bucket. You are constantly, intentionally doing that. Save to it. Don't forget what I said. You're just starting out. Never forget days of humble beginning. Start from somewhere. 10 goes into your savings. Your 30 goes into your incidentals. Oh, I have to take care of these. I have to do these. I have that. You have that. Guess what? While I'm saying you want to take care of this, you want to take care of that, for that particular period or month or whatever period of pay cycle, if you need to really do that so bad, guess what? You aren't doing that at that point in time because you don't have enough. You budget it. If it's more than 30, it's not for you. Some of us going to the store, oh, it's on sale. It wasn't on sale for you. Okay? So stick to that. 10, 10, 30. 30 is for incidentals. And of course, the 50 takes care of your bill. This is the ratio I see. Our bills keep piling up. Things are getting expensive. Inflation is no longer anyone's friend, right? But guess what? While you can't control that 50%, the remaining 50, you can't control it. 10 goes to your God. 10 becomes your saving. 30 is your incidentals. 50 definitely becomes what? Takes care of your bills. And over time, in the form of gratitude, you just see things move around. And now you're even way able to do way more into all of these ratios. Remain consistent with them. Get yourself a multiple income stream. And you're like, oh, these people are talking sense, right? Guess what? We're also talking fact and we're talking the truth, not just sense. Okay? There's a difference between sense and the truth in case we missed it. But guess what? We're saying the truth right now. You're like, I think I need something extra. I think I want to do something extra. Reach out to either of us. Reach out to either of us. We're able to help you, guide you into starting something extra. Let's see. We don't even know if it's going to be a good fit for you. We don't even know if you're going to be a fit for this. But we can help you, guide you. No family should be left behind. That's going to be my final, pathing word this morning on this particular topic. Don't forget, above all, our Father in heaven, He desires that you and I prosper and be in good health, even as our soul prospered. Let's make sure we are not defying that mandate and get to work now. Back to
Wow.
you, Victoria.
Wow. Thank you so much, Modupe. Oh my goodness. You've really blessed my birthday morning. Thank you for sharing this morning
You're
with me
welcome.
and for educating us on this beautiful topic of, accessing financial wellness and abundance because we all should and must live in abundance because our God is a God of abundance. Thank you
Yes.
so much, all our viewers. If you have any question, any contribution, please put them on the comments section. And of course, we'll get back to you. Thank you so much. Let me go party. Let me go put a call through to my beautiful mom because I happen to celebrate my birthday too. I mean,
Wow.
with her. She's
Happy
80
birthday to
years
Grandma.
today. Yes.
Woo! Octogenarian.
Yes,
Woo!
I know.
Wonderful, wonderful. God
Thank
bless
you so
Grandma.
much. And on this note, we say bye bye and take good care of you.
Bye, everyone.
Mhm.
Thank you.
Yeah.